East Boston, aka Eastie, has changed a lot in the past few years. I think back to how East Boston looked when I was first doing research on moving to the city in 2017 versus how East Boston looks now, and it's night and day. In Jeffries Point and the area around Maverick Square, there's been an explosion of new apartment complexes and restaurants that don't necessarily match the types of venues that were there before. In other words, they're yuppie establishments. In East Boston, you get beautiful views of downtown from across the harbor and multiple parks and green spaces, including the Boston Greenway. Eventually, I'll break down some of my favorite running routes in Boston, and that list will definitely include a route with views of downtown from Piers Park. So East Boston has some sneaky good restaurants. In fact, when I was going through my list of favorite restaurants in the city, I realized East Boston is where I take my family for food when they're in town. The secret is out on my favorite restaurant, Reno's, and it has been since it was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It's a small Italian restaurant that doesn't take reservations, and I actually enjoy it more than any spot in the North End, which is known as Boston's Little Italy. Right down the street is another one of my favorite restaurants in the area, Santarpio's. They got New York-style pizza and grilled meat skewers, and these are just two of many restaurants in the area that are fantastic. What I like about restaurants in East Boston is that you get the same quality food as other parts of the city, but there's no expectation that you need to get dressed up like the North End or Back Bay. You can come as you are and focus on good food and good friends. Nightlife in East Boston is similar to the restaurants. I quite enjoy not needing to get done up and just going out to a place with inexpensive beers and friendly people. I can't think of a time I didn't enjoy myself at the local establishments in Eastie, but if you do want something fancier or like clubs, you're gonna have to look elsewhere in the city. As of right now, compared to the rest of Boston neighborhoods near downtown, East Boston is less expensive and you tend to get a bit more space for what you pay. However, if you're watching this video a year or two from the time I publish it, I'm predicting rents are going to trend higher in the coming years, so hopefully I'm wrong, but that is where I see things going. East Boston provides a simple commute along the Blue Line into downtown, and it's very convenient if you're working in the financial district. However, the Blue Line ends in downtown, and while there is talk of connecting the Red Line and the Blue Line, as of now, if you want to go anywhere else in the city, you're going to have to change trains. One massive consideration of living in East Boston is the geographic separation from the rest of the city. In contrast to Charlestown, which is also separated from the rest of Boston proper, there's no bridge in East Boston to get you to the rest of the city by foot or bike. You're completely reliant on other forms of transportation. Yes, you're only a quick hop on the Blue Line away from downtown, but this line can get crowded during peak hours. If you want to drive or catch a ride downtown, the traffic in the tunnels can be frankly ridiculous, and if you're using the tollway to get across the harbor, these tolls can add up over time. It's impressive how the harbor can be such a psychological barrier to going elsewhere in the city, so be sure you're okay with this aspect of East Boston before you move here. Also, and I might be stating the obvious, but in East Boston, you're right next to Logan Airport. This is convenient if you travel frequently for work, but it's a very busy international airport and it's not going anywhere. So you're gonna have the noises of jet engines around the clock. Maybe you get used to it after a while, I don't know, but it's definitely something to think about. Another thing I've noticed about East Boston, the groceries in the area leave a bit to be desired. Like you have small local grocers, but it would be nice if East Boston had something like a small star market just to make getting all of your groceries that you could possibly want in one place a little bit easier. If you're a young professional moving to East Boston, you'll be surrounded by other young professionals if you live in Jeffries Point or around Maverick Square. In contrast, as you go further north into East Boston, Eagle Hill and Orient Heights are more family-oriented. In terms of what you should budget to live in East Boston, a one-bedroom is going to run you right about $2,300, and a two-bedroom is going to run you around $2,700. And again, this price is going to change based on whether you're living in one of the apartment buildings that's been around for quite a while, or one of the newer establishments that have just come about in the past few years with stunning views of downtown Boston. So this concludes my video on East Boston. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the area, or if you're familiar with the area, please let me know any important features that I left out. Please subscribe to see similar videos. If you're moving to Boston, this is a great way to get moving tips and learn more about the different neighborhoods of what Boston has to offer. And I do plan to start to share activities of what you can expect to do in the Boston area when you do arrive. Thanks for watching.